Hello, hello.
Hello.
The intro is tight.
Yeah, that's cool as shit, man.
Speaking of the intro, you know that rocket ship that takes off at the end? You know the rocket ship from Austin Powers that appears on the little blip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have to say what shape it is. I'm sure people can kind of put together what shape it is, but that's
Johnson!
what I think it is. Every time it takes off, that's what I think it is.
That's like one of the best scenes of any movie, the way they cut through all those people.
I guess. Dallas, congratulations on your wedding.
Oh,
Yes,
thanks, man.
congrats,
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. It was a good time.
Remy was there,
Hell yeah.
hiding behind the hide.
The photos that keep circulating, like post-wedding, are like my favorite parts. And then the wedding.
Got
the
like
lap dance
500
photo.
photos, but I'm afraid to show you all of them because you're just crazy with them.
Yeah,
They'll
you
turn
know
them
he's
into
gonna
memes.
manipulate
I
everything.
was leaving the photos alone until you said the one day that Jerica had said that she photoshopped Skylar one of the photos. I'm like, there it is. That's my opening right there. But the lap dance photo of Jeff giving you a lap dance, and then Remy is like in the background behind that fucking post.
I'm not gonna lie, that was so uncomfortable. And I talked to Jeff afterwards. He's like, "Yeah, that was CJ's thing," and like. CJ's like, let's do this. And then when it happened, CJ like chickened out at first. So Jeff had to just awkwardly go and do it by himself. And then CJ started doing it. Super uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I was trying to hide behind the pole.
Hey, man, a lot of uncomfortableness that day, but I got it all out of my system.
Well, even though I was not there, I will now associate song Pony to that memory.
As soon as it started playing, and when they grabbed the
Did
chair,
you go
like,
hide? As soon as it
I
started
knew.
playing?
I didn't know about it either. It was just CJ and Jeff that knew. But as soon as like they were giving the DJ shit because she hadn't played it yet, and as soon as that happened, I was like, nope.
So it was kind of like a split room. It's like the front by the dance crowd was like all us young people are having fun dancing, and in the back it's like all the grandparents and the parents are just like awkward, like watching like this, or all like, what's going on?
That's how Tyrell's wedding was too.
Yeah, I'm like uncomfortable as hell the whole time.
Yeah, but my wedding, someone they tipped over we had a jar of like apple pie, and someone dropped it on the dance floor, and the rest of that was like 9 o'clock at night, and we had till 1 o'clock in the morning, and so it was sticky on the dance floor the rest of the wedding.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was great.
Fun times.
Remy's getting married soon, so we got to prepare for that one.
Eventually.
All right. Andor has come and gone. I'm still processing the last 6 episodes. If you ask me who wrote Andor off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. But whoever the hell it was deserves an Emmy or a Golden Globe or whatever they give out. And the actor who played Luthen
Yep.
deserves all the
Man.
awards too.
Skarsgård.
Yes,
God, he was so good.
absolutely made that show phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like night and day difference between the first kind of 6 episodes and then you have the last 6 episodes.
Mon Mothma's actress, was awesome too.
Yep.
mhm. This was the best like
Casted.
but and I don't want like shit for it, but it's the best non-Star Wars show or media.
Non-Jedi, non-Sith.
Yeah, like
there wasn't one Jedi
there
or
was-
Sith in there.
there was none of that, and I'm not going to say necessarily bullshit, but there was just none of that shit, and
It was nice to
probably-
see the
the
other
best.
side of Star Wars.
Yeah,
where
and
it's
it was
not just all
probably the
about the
best.
Jedi and Sith.
exactly, and it was I think the best thing that's ever been made for Star Wars.
Yeah,
in my
Imagine
opinion.
if those same writers did Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost feel robbed when you think about it that way. You feel like you're missing something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
It, looking back on it now, I almost feel like Obi-Wan was kind of forced to appease,
Us,
the fans.
Mhm.
yeah,
the
Here's your
90s
fucking
fans.
show. Stop talking about it. Leave us alone. But I mean, they wrapped up Obi-Wan, and obviously we talked about that on a previous stream. And I mean, it wasn't bad, but then now you come and drop Andor on us, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And nobody had any idea. Like,
Yeah, we
that
had no
it was going to be this good.
we had no expectations either. Like, we
I
all
think
went
that's why
into
it was
that.
so successful too.
Yep.
I think Dallas. I think you called that too in one of our pre-streams.
That it was going to be
Andor was going to
awesome.
be the dark horse show that was going to sneak up.
You could tell by the trailer, like they showed a lot of the great scenes in the trailer, but you could tell like it had a different feel about it than Obi-Wan. Like Obi-Wan, there was too much like goofiness, silliness, like to really get anyone to ever take that show super serious, like the chasing through the forest, like Leia doing the parkour and shit, like stuff like that. Like there was none of that in Andor. None of that like, okay, this is corny. I don't know. It was well done.
No, it was very well done for sure.
Quite a few of those actors and actresses deserve nods, at least, because the monologues that his mom had, the monologues Luthen had, and then
the sacrifice monologue, and then Marva's like farewell
Marva,
at the end.
That was awesome. And then Andy Serkis's character, like, it was kind of forced, like the way, because Andor's like, hey, tell him or whatever, and but he finally spoke from the heart, knowing that they were all screwed.
Oh, Kino, you're talking about Kino, Andy Serkis.
Kino, yeah. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name.
Speaking of which, that whole prison arc within the show, like I didn't even feel like I was watching Andor. That could have been just a little mini movie itself released.
I was worried they were going to extend that, like he was going to be in prison too long and we were going to get bored with something, but it was just like the right amount of time he was there. You know, he wasn't like in there for too long.
It was like an episode and a half or 2 episodes, right?
Yeah. Andy Serkis, man, that dude, he doesn't get enough appreciation. He has done so many like iconic roles that people don't even realize, just because he's just not an A-list celebrity. Like he's done so many great acting roles. I mean, whether you think of Gollum from Lord of the Rings, what was the Planet of the Apes? He did a bunch of Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
he was Caesar.
Yeah, Snoke. I mean, it's funny how many people were trying to tie him to Snoke somehow. They were like, okay, this is Snoke. I'm like, they're not going to be the same thing.
Yeah. He was just the voice of Snoke, right?
He did the CGI.
The mocap.
CGI,
He does all that CGI stuff. Anytime there's a CGI character, he does all that. He puts on the suit, he does the acting, he does the voice. He just kills it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Kino is still alive?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He can't swim, right?
Yeah, they kind of left it open-ended for the fans, I guess, to kind of theorize themselves.
It'd be nice to have him meet up with Andor in season 2 or something.
Have their paths cross once again.
Maybe that's where Luthen and Cassian are going at the end.
Could be. I mean, who the hell knows with Luthen? That's what I love about the guy is that, Mon Mothma is so, backdooring the financial, keeping it all like discreet, but still kind of, being really secretive about it. And then you have Luthen, who's the polar opposite, same end game goal.
Yeah.
But he's like throwing a match at the gasoline. Fuck it, let's start this shit. Let's, ready to go type of guy.
Yeah.
And I love how it's like the character trails of both of them, like they mirror each other, but they're so different.
Yep.
I think Luthen's his whole role throughout that whole show definitely overshadowed Cassian's. But
100%.
Yeah, the show could have easily been called Luthen.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
And now watch Disney capitalizes and goes with like a new show called Luthen.
I want my royalties, Disney.
Yeah. Good luck. So speaking of Luthen, have you guys seen the theory floating around on the interwebs about Luthen being a secret Jedi?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I have not.
Did you watch the video? We might have watched the same video.
I guarantee you the same video popped up for me. I saw it and I was like, I don't believe enough into that theory that I'm gonna watch this, so I didn't watch it.
There's actually some solid ground to that theory.
The Kyber crystals.
Well, okay. I had to write some of this shit down. Okay, because there was a mini comic released in Star Wars Insider number 154, I think it was. Yeah, and it was called End of History. And it follows it follows the story of a dude named Antron Bach, who was an antiques dealer specializing in Jedi artifacts. Now, Antron Bach meets up. What the hell's the guy's name? During the Jedi Purge, a Jedi Master named Uvel approaches Bach to have him house all the Jedi artifacts and provides him with a ship and basically sends him off to Geonosis or a Geonosis moon or something. I'll have to go back to the story and read, but I know it had something to do with Geonosis. Excuse me. Well, anyways, there's some theories of Luthen being Uvel. Luthen Rael, Master Uvel type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Why? Why? I mean, but yeah.
And then the holocrons. How you have a Jedi and a Sith holocron. Now, if you were gonna be a Jedi hiding from the Empire
On Coruscant.
on Coruscant, basically under the Empire's nose, he can mask his presence with that Sith holocron if he's cut off from the Force. And the only other thing was
he gave Andor that kyber crystal.
Yeah, in the beginning, and his ship clearly had kyber crystal technology.
There's a lot of people that think that little staff that when he was going to meet Saul, like they were trying to like take it from him. He was like, put that down or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? He had that little weird looking staff. A lot of people think that could have been a lightsaber.
It did. It looked like it's a Hawaiian, like the warriors used it.
Yeah,
but it was like one of those. But that's a good idea. I could see that.
But what better place to hide from the Empire than right under their nose on Coruscant? It's the last place that they would look. And I mean, he wasn't ever. I mean, he's a wild enough person to do it.
But to deal directly with people that are in the Senate still, like on an everyday basis, that'd be ballsy.
And I mean, he's already housing Jedi and Sith holocrons. But I mean, everybody in this timeline right now assumes that there's no Force users anymore. There's no more space wizards, whether you're good or bad.
True.
I mean, even the Inquisitors they're not even called like Sith Inquisitors or whatever. They're just called Inquisitors. So I mean, in all these other people's eyes, all the Force users are gone. So if somebody has a Jedi or a Sith holocron, it's just like an antique or whatever, or just for show and tell type of thing. I don't think anybody would really take it too seriously. But
didn't those holocrons though just look way too big?
Well, I mean, compared to Rebels, yeah, you can hold one in the palm of your hand.
Yeah. Okay, I just was curious. I was like,
they do. You're right. The Sith holocron that was in Rebels that Ezra's always messing with is literally just a little triangle.
Yeah.
Size of a Rubik's cube.
Pyramid, yeah.
So that's that theory. I mean, when I first heard it, I'm like, it makes sense. It has some ground to stand on, but
I like the theory, but also I don't want that to be true because
no Jedi.
We don't. This show clearly proved we can make good content. They can make good content without it.
Was just epic and beautiful. Like when he's just standing there when he finally opens the elevator, he just looked so menacing. He looked like Darth Vader. Like that should have been Darth Vader standing there. It was just beautiful and it's like he's acting in an acting role. It's like he's having to act to all these people too, whether he's acting to be worse than he really is or acting to be better than he really is. He's definitely the star of the show. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he also admitted it though in that monologue that he's a bad person. He's doing it for the right reasons, but he fully admits that he's a bad person.
Well, yeah. I mean, he let 30
guys die.
Yeah. Just to let his plans go through.
That was the other thing that you can kind of praise Luthen for. Basically, staying a step ahead of the Empire, laying traps for the Empire, kind of knowing the Empire's plans before they even do it.
Yep.
That's why, you're watching the show progress and you're thinking like, oh, well, he used to work for the Empire or something. He used to know how these people operate. And then, you see like kind of the good side of him. And it's like, oh, maybe he was a Jedi at some point. Maybe, he worked close to Jedi.
Yeah, maybe he's
I do hope they go into his past.
I think we'll find out in season 2, obviously, if him and Cassian are going to be working hand in hand.
I think we'll get a lot of flashbacks of him and Cassian as well.
I hope so.
Because that whole plot line disappeared. His sister, right?
Yeah.
That was just a weird plot line.
Cassian's sister?
Yeah.
Didn't she die?
Well, we don't know.
That's what they said, but
that's what seems... what's his mom's name?
Marva.
That's what she. I think I remember like her insinuating to stop looking for her because she's dead, or something like that.
It just seems like a weird plot hole, or not, maybe not hole, but just something that didn't.
I need more context. Yeah.
What was the name of the droid?
BMO.
I know it had emo in it.
Yeah. Think about They want to market the droid to be cute and lovable, so they could sell toys and plushes and everything possible. That droid. This was like the most like relatable you've ever felt to a droid. There wasn't like the funny, silly, goofy moments. Like you like felt for this droid. Like it felt like. At times it felt like a pet, like the family dog. At times it felt like a little brother. I mean, it
Cassian's brother.
Yeah, like it had so many range of emotions for a droid. It's completely different than like what we normally get.
And I think that's why it has the EMO in it, the B2 EMO, for like an emotion.
Yeah, because I think they called him like BMO or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't think of it off the top of my head.
When they tipped that droid over in that last episode, I got a little teary-eyed.
Someone's cutting onions in the kitchen.
Come on now.
There's so many great speeches in this show too. Like think about like
what I'm saying. Like it's one epic dialogue after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ties back here. Where the hell was this writing in Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Even the bad guy that's obsessed with Deirdre or whatever. He's obsessed with the ISB officer.
Cyril?
He had a couple.
Cyril.
Yeah. He had a couple decent small monologues.
That guy reminds me. Have you guys ever seen that show on Netflix?
Yeah.
About the serial killer. That guy gives me that guy vibes.
100%.
Like he's
why did they
obsessed
switch
with this
hats
chick.
that last episode?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I
didn't think anybody covered
zero
that.
idea.
You're sitting on the bus and he just takes off his hat and he like switch hats.
Like nonchalant, like doesn't even try and hide it. Just like here you go. Like
it has to represent something. Like they're obviously trying to represent something there. I just couldn't figure out what.
Yeah, they focused on it pretty hard.
Yeah,
maybe like
it's representing like him taking on the role of the enforcer, like him switching. I don't know.
Oh, maybe yeah.
What'd you guys think of the marching funeral, and then the brick?
That was all. Yeah, she got one last fuck you to the Empire.
Yeah,
dude, I want to be a brick when I die.
I tried so hard not to laugh when they were tuning their instruments because I was like, oh, these are space rednecks, right? They're just playing out of tune instruments, and then no, it actually got really good. They were just tuning them like a normal band would.
Yeah, but when he started beating people down with her remains, like that was her one last.
What is that guy's name? The big guy. Does anyone remember? I liked his character.
Remember half of those characters' names.
So I really hope we see more of him because his character was pretty cool too. Just kind of like a babysitter for Cass, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think they'll become part of a cell, obviously,
like a rebel cell or something.
In the second season, because he said, "I'll find you," and technically he found him this time when he promised he'd find him, and he promised him again. So I think it'll be, and there's going to be more with. What's the girl's name? Bix. Yeah, there'll be more with Bix. I'm sure she'll recover a little bit anyway.
Yeah, she got the the torture treatment. I believe
Yeah,
is that one called.
extreme.
Children's screams. That would do it, man. Children being slaughtered.
The eerie feeling of that guy that was performing it too, like how calm and like an actual serial killer vibe.
Yeah, he
Well,
reminds
he-
me of that crazy doctor from like
The
Wonder
Nazis.
Woman. In the Nazi, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Hitler had a actual guy, and I cannot remember his name, but he was like the head of that division for
Yep.
the torture.
Experiments and stuff. Yep.
Ew.
It's not Dr. Kevorkian, and he was the guy that assisted suicide people. I don't know, but yeah, he was. They played it up. I mean,
Yep.
they really play the Empire to be the Nazis. Like, I mean,
Loosely based, yeah.
they're loosely based off jackboots for sure.
Yep.
Craziest thing about Andor, this dude's built. Like I saw a video that talked about this. He's building the weapon that he eventually helps destroy, but also kills him.
Yeah,
Those pieces that they were part of the Death Star.
yeah, they're part of the gun.
He's literally helped building the thing that kills him, that he later on helps destroy.
Well, I mean, you
Thought of
you
it
knew
before.
Isn't that-
you
isn't that
knew
wild?
you knew they were building parts for the Death Star.
Right? Yeah, you were like,
Even before
yeah.
the
But
end of that
still, like,
episode.
he's building what kills him, and then he helps also destroy the same thing that kills him after he's dead.
Hey,
I
man.
like the post-credit scene too.
Oh,
last
I
episode.
forgot about that.
Have you seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh
Man.
man, you gotta watch that.
It was the only post-credit scene of the entire series.
Yeah. I even rewatched it today. I watched it twice and didn't see it.
Pull it up on YouTube real quick.
It is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I think it's what is it, like 5 seconds?
Yeah, it's 5-6 seconds long.
I should have said spoiler alert at the beginning of the episode for anybody who hasn't seen it, but you knew what you're getting into if you click on this video.
Well, that we probably have how many people watching? One.
There's one.
Thanks, Hunter.
It might be her. She hasn't seen Andor yet. She has seen Obi though.
Dude,
We've already talked about Obi.
I know this is off topic, but you know what I found today while moving stuff in the basement, getting ready?
Is it that Jawa stick?
I did find that. But I found my old Game Boy Color with my original Pokemon Red. I thought I lost it.
What's your party on there?
I don't know. I didn't turn it on.
What the fuck?
He thought that was stolen. He's like, man, somebody stole that.
I did think someone stole it. I even told Andy that tonight. I was like, holy shit, I found it. I thought my ex stole this when she left.
Goddamn Elon Musk. What's he up to
Oh.
now?
It's such a cool scene, man.
Yes, it is.
It's like almost done. Oh yeah.
Because you've never actually got to see the Death Star really being created. I mean, you've had
See
a
the
couple
second one
scenes.
being built.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, but it's the second one. Who cares about the second one?
Yeah,
It's the
fuck them.
original one. That's cool.
It's still, this whole show is kind of a double-edged sword, just because you know how it all ends.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
Cassian
like in
will
his-
get attached to you. I got a feeling Luthen's gonna die at some point too. His carelessness is gonna catch up to him.
And I
One,
bet it's
like-
going to be an awesome death, though.
I hope so.
And like one of the scenes where he's in that fight or whatever, you kind of like catch yourself like, oh my god, I hope he doesn't die. And then I remember like, oh yeah, I know how he dies, and this isn't how he dies.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean Andor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andor, yeah.
That's
I thought
true.
the same thing like when Vader was fucking up Obi-Wan, kind of, catching myself freaking out that he was going to die. And then I'm like, oh, you idiot, you already know how he dies. Like,
Yeah, but it's still exciting.
Yep.
I did.
And I really-
Oh, go ahead, Remy.
I was just going to say, I really liked that the kid that he died, I think in the first couple episodes because it was the Aldani, but Namek.
Oh yeah.
the guy that wrote the manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see him like pushing that out to people and stuff.
I would like
'Cause
to
I-
actually read that book. Like if there's an actual,
Oh, if they actually make like Nemec's manifesto,
yeah, to see what all he kind of wrote. I think that'd be pretty cool.
it was moving. Like just to hear him like replay it or whatever. Like just the little bit we got of it,
Mhm.
it was really good. And then Marva, what she said.
Yep. That speech was badass. Like,
Man.
I was surprised like they let it play for that long.
Well,
without-
They were giving her time, and she wasn't technically calling out the Empire
yeah,
until like that very end, and then
Yeah.
that's when he freaked out
yeah.
because she worded it well so she could get that far.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess obviously she figured that's what would happen.
Yeah. Yeah, he was all tough until they rebelled against him, and then he's crawling back underneath people like a little bitch.
Yeah, I like
That
that
was-
scene.
That's basically the the writers, how they made it look like the Empire pushing people until like a breaking point
Yeah,
is that point that Luthen wanted the Empire to get to, which is why he laid all these traps. Like he wanted the Empire to push these people to basically break them to where they do rebel.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I mean, Luthen's trying to stay a step ahead of the rebellion, so everything's in place. Is when people are like, they're angry and they want to take out their aggression on the Empire. And Luthen's like, well, hey, come join this little band of brothers I got going on here.
Oh yeah, he absolutely wanted Ferrix to happen the way
Yeah.
it did, for
Yeah.
sure.
So he wanted to kill Cass because of the heist that they did, right?
Because he knew too much.
he
Yeah.
knew too much and wasn't at that point gonna join Luthen.
hmm
That's what I figured.
That's why Val went there, and
Mhm.
along with Cinta, I think was her name.
Yeah, literally everybody was at that funeral
Yeah,
looking for
Yeah.
Cass to.
And they wanted to kill him. The thing that blew my mind was when they finally when Val was all cleaned up, and she's the cousin of the senator. That was awesome. I loved that misdirect.
yeah, yeah. The cousin of Mon Mothma, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how they're apparently fucking loaded.
Yeah, yeah,
But it worked out though, because her husband's gambling problem, kind of helps with the funneling money, for the
Yeah.
rebellion
Exactly.
throughout the back door. And they
Yeah.
can make it
Yep.
look like, well, he's got a gambling problem.
that was like she knew her driver was listening to her during that conversation.
Yep.
That was some of the best writing I've ever seen. Just to
Mhm.
throw that little thing in there, and then he goes and reports right away. And it's like that was,
Yep.
she's sacrificing her husband,
And her daughter.
yeah, and her daughter, yeah,
Oh yeah, the arranged marriage
yeah. So what was
But-
the point of that arranged marriage again? Do you guys remember?
Yeah,
to get what's his ass to help
The money.
fund it. Basically,
The
another
bank.
partner.
Oh
yeah. The to get basically the criminal, like the mob. He's basically like a mafia guy
yeah,
back on wherever the hell they're from, Centralia or
Coruscant.
No. Their home world.
Oh, might have it. Anyways,
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, because he wants to become more legitimate
yeah,
and move his enterprise off planet, and Coruscant is where he wants to move it. And in order to do that, he had to look more legitimate by setting up the arranged marriage.
yeah,
So the daughter seemed into it. She liked all the traditions.
yeah.
She was doing the chanting and
Yeah, it reminds me of Sansa Stark.
kinda, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
She gonna learn.
She can learn today.
did you guys know that Mon Mothma's marriage was arranged too?
Yes, I did.
Her husband, that was an arranged one as well.
Mhm.
Well,
That's like the
explains-
royalty of that planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It explains the disdain between those two.
Oh yeah, they do not like each other.
No.
Which I guess makes sense. Arranged marriages.
Like, so before Cass gets arrested or whatever, the K2 droid. I don't know if that's exactly the K2SO.
I think it's just
I think it's just a K2 droid.
Yeah.
But I thought that was the point. Maybe that was the point where K2 comes in with Cass somehow.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. But then you don't get the prison scene if that happens either.
True. But the funny thing is, Alan Tudyk still did the voices for all of those K2 droids.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be one of my favorite droids, dude. Just his smart ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to know the stats of her using that against us? It's high. Very high.
Oh yeah, like making fun basically the C-3PO.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 million to 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that's what they were going to do. I thought he was going to actually shoot out a number, and then he was just like, high, very high.
I'm really, really looking forward to season 2 of this show and seeing how it kind of blooms into, Rogue One. And seeing
I bet
all these pieces come together.
right?
Yeah, they said 2 seasons. I bet that's how it's going to end. I bet Cassian or Andor season 2 will end right up to like the beginning of Rogue One. Just how Rogue One ended right at the beginning of New Hope.
Yep, New Hope. Yep.
One giant movie.
Whose dog's freaking out?
That's Rocket. That's mine.
What did you do?
She's barking at something outside. I'm not sure. I'm surprised you could hear that on this shitty Skull Candy microphone.
Hey, Skull Candy, man. Sponsorship right there. See how good that might be?
Shout out.
Hit us up.
Shout out.
I used to rock Soul Candy. I'll rock them again if they sponsor
Dude,
us.
I bought it in the Atlanta airport because I was there for 6 hours waiting for a flight.
So you paid out the ass for it.
It's only $15. It was the most reasonable one. That wasn't too bad.
What are you guys hoping for in season 2?
Luthen backstory. I want to know who the fuck that guy is.
Legitimate.
I want to see K2SO.
Hell yeah.
I want them to not do more than they've been doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep the recipe the same.
Don't overdo it.
Yep. Don't try to add too much. Don't try to.
What the fuck? Welcome to Buckethead Babble, everyone.
That's all I want. Just keep it the same.
Come here. Come here.
No, it's we're seeing this a lot in new TV shows, the slow burn. And Andor was the right pacing. Like House of Dragon, almost too slow of a burn.
Yeah, House of Dragon was almost too slow.
Loved every
I agree.
episode, but it was too slow. When Cassian, it progressively every episode started building up to what we saw.
I honestly thought season 1 of Andor was going to end with that robbery. I thought it was going to be 12 episodes planning, basically episode 11 and 12 basically being the robbery.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
That was kind of the vibe I was getting with the pace we were going.
Yeah.
That is true.
Like Ty said, it kind of got a little quicker.
It did start a little slow.
Well, I felt the same way about the prison scene. I thought that was the season was gonna end while he was still in prison, like in there, in that jail, prison, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. That went like what, 2.5 episodes? 2 episodes?
2 full ones, I think, if I remember correctly.
Man, so much better than Obi-Wan.
What the hell did they chant? What the hell did they keep saying? One way out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One way out.
Oh yeah.
And that only way out was up.
Some crooked motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man,
they
dude.
basically massacred that whole other, like I guess, section.
4.
Level 2 or whatever.
I like how they all had, like, they were communicating, like they had their forms. I'm guessing those all just sign language, right?
Kind of the
Yeah.
vibe I was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Some form of it.
Man, those boots those guards are wearing, those are the definition of space boots. Like, it looked
Yeah.
like Air Jordan space boots.
Hell
Yeah, those were cool.
Did I miss an explanation? Because when he first gets there, they're like, "Yeah, we don't have any guns. We don't need guns." And then when they're breaking out and leaving, there's guns everywhere.
Maybe they didn't
Well,
want the prisoners to know, so they could revolt.
They had guns, like you said, but yeah, basically when they got there, they were just saying this
They're
is
just
why we
flexing on
don't.
him, huh?
Yeah, flexing on them with the metal floor. Basically,
Yeah.
we don't
Should've
need
just
guns
handed him
because
the gun, like, "Oh, here you go," and then done it to him.
that would have been hilarious. But I mean, yeah, they only had what 12 guards per level. Like,
And they
were
throughout those 2 episodes, all the guards were constantly bitching about how understaffed they were as
Yeah.
well.
exactly. It was a good prison break.
There's something I like about Andor's character. It's like you always know what you're going to get with him. Some shows there's like character development, like you see a character like turn good, or you see a character like slowly turn into a piece of shit. With him, like he doesn't, you know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah,
He acts like, okay, you're dead.
yeah,
Like he just
Okay.
there's no he doesn't do it to be evil. He knows what he has to do.
It's
Yeah.
survival, straight
Yeah.
survival.
So it's like he's the same character all the time, and I kind of enjoy that. You know, you don't. It's not like, oh, I wonder what he's gonna do this time.
yeah. And is that same character. They showed it in his childhood too. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna act on whatever he needs to.
That's
Wonder-
true. It goes back even that far. Honestly, that's a good way of looking at it.
That's probably why he is where he is because of how he was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
What
Like, I guess
he
his
was?
roots.
Is it Qatari? Is that the right?
Sounds right.
Yeah,
What he
Qatari.
was? Yeah. So that was kind of I like that they introduced a little bit newer, like a planet we've never seen before. So that was interesting to see that, and their very primitive weapons and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I like that look too.
and
There's a
and
lot
there
of
were,
good in the
There were no adults. They were
Mhm.
just all children.
Mhm.
Lord of the Flies.
That's kind of what it reminded me of. But I don't know. I think that's a weird plot hole. Hopefully they investigate that more. That was like the only unanswered questions for me anyway.
Mhm.
No, I need to know if Kino's still alive too.
Well, yeah, that was left open-ended because the Empire regained control of that facility.
Yep.
Good shit, though.
Yeah,
Good shit.
I was very impressed with it.
And we gotta wait till 2024.
Probably. Yeah,
Oh.
23 is pretty packed.
Yeah,
Bad
They got-
Batch season 2 comes out soon.
January
January.
4th.
Yep.
Does anything come out this year? Or are we done this year?
We're done this year, I think.
Then
Not that
thought
it's
Mando
that
was
big.
gonna be
Christmas
like
time.
now, but
It's February or March?
Mando is March 1st.
March. That's not bad.
That just got announced like this last week, the actual release date.
We need a new. Was there a new trailer?
Yeah, I can load it up if you guys want.
I have not seen the
I haven't
newest
either.
trailer.
I don't know if it's a new one.
Let me just YouTube it and see when it came out.
Man, anybody watch the new Transformers trailer? Like I used to when I was a kid, Beast Wars was so cool, and that
Yeah.
movie actually looks super sick.
That movie looks awesome.
It came
I-
out 2 months ago. I haven't seen this one.
I went on a random Transformers kick last year,
Yeah.
where I just fucking watched all of them in like a span of like 3 days. I'm like, fuck, I forgot these were actually pretty decent movies.
Yeah.
Like the movies.
Yeah,
I like the movies.
I wish Shia LaBeouf was still kind of the main guy, but
Understandably why.
Yeah, the dude's a little crazy.
Yeah.
aren't we all a little crazy though?
We're not Shia LaBeouf or Kanye crazy.
Oh God,
Hey,
I don't
Kanye's
wanna
going
get
through
into-
a hard time, okay?
I don't even want to
Yeah.
get into the
I think you
Kanye.
get
deal.
instant
Play
ban
the
on
trailer.
You say his name. Don't say it again.
My, I get
Play
it.
the trailer.
Mental health's an issue, but damn.
Play the Alex Jones interview right now.
No. I mean, I know this channel is scraping the bottom of the barrels a lot of the times, but we start going down the Alex Jones, Kanye West hill. we really aren't ever going anywhere with this.
When Alex Jones tells you to calm down. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I have not seen this trailer yet.
This is the one that you saved? You are as its father. A clan of two. But you have removed your helmet. Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Your cult fractured our people. Where were you then? Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
Bubble Creek.
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
Oh man, that looks good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Okay, that was a badass trailer.
I like the
Holy.
quacking space monkeys.
We finally get to see what Mandalore looks like. It looks like so.
That one girl, or well, it was a female Mando.
Bo-Katan.
No. When he comes walking out and she's got like the orange helmet and the purple breastplate, do you think that's Sabine? Like obviously an older Sabine, I guess.
No, I don't. Sabine's armor has always got some sort of design on it.
Like it's always tagged.
It's always tagged.
Okay.
It
'Cause
could
it was
be,
like it's like the same color scheme.
but at the same time, I think Sabine is with the rebels from Rebel Crew or whatever it's called. With
Spectrum.
Spectre.
Yeah, Spectre. You're right. She
Yeah.
probably is with them by now.
So I don't know. It could be, but
It would just be kind of cool if they had her thrown in there, but it would have to line up right, I guess. But there's the coloring though that just throws me.
yeah.
We know a Sabine character's on the way, but it's in Ahsoka.
It's in
when she
Ahsoka.
shows up.
Yeah.
But then again, Ahsoka was in Mando, so pretty much
Yeah.
everybody's fair game.
Yeah,
For that time
Ahsoka
period.
takes place during the same timeline as Mando right now, doesn't it? Because she's
It
going
should.
after Thrawn. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
quote
it should.
unquote going after Thrawn.
It takes
so-
place after season 4 of Rebels. I'm pretty sure, because that's why she's going after Thrawn to look for Ezra. I'm pretty sure.
Man, so much good Star Wars coming out next year.
I'm almost more excited for that show than Mando.
I'm
for
definitely
Ahsoka?
more. I'm more excited for
Yeah.
Ahsoka
Yeah.
because I love Rebels so much.
Yep. Same.
Live action
Man.
Rebels. Hell
I just
yeah.
can't get into Rebels.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
Rebels was so good.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but you
Get
know,
out of here.
can't
Get
conform.
out.
Can't conform.
Rebels, Clone Wars.
That's the hot take of 2022 right there. I'll allow it, but
Well,
I'll have to give it another chance.
mine's Clone Wars is here, and then Rebels is right
No,
under.
I
Clone
liked
Wars.
Rebels way more than Clone Wars. Clone Wars was awesome too, but I liked Rebels a lot more.
you learn a lot in Rebels, I think.
Yeah.
Like
That is true.
as far as everything kind of going on.
I've watched a bunch of
Um,
clips and stuff, but I haven't sat down to watch the entire
Ju-
show.
Just you got to get
I've
through
watched it
season
twice.
1. Season 1, you kind of deal with the bratty little kid Ezra, and then
That's
as he
probably
kinda
why I
gets
didn't like it when I
Yeah.
tried.
more and more like when he's not really a Jedi apprentice anymore with Kanan, he's like kind of like the same level of Jedi as him.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's when he's running Ghost Crew is some good stories in there.
There really is.
You see a lot of characters, you meet a lot of characters, a lot of important people
Mm-hmm.
during the Clone Wars too. Or I guess post Clone Wars. But you got
Okay.
fuck Captain Rex and all his guys are in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
comes back. I mean, you learn a lot of stuff that they kind of hint at with like, I mean, Dave Filoni has his hands in, everything Disney right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rebels and Ahsoka and Captain Rex are,
Yeah.
his
you
pride
had-
and joys.
Mm-hmm.
You had Rex, Gregor, and Wolf, I think.
Yep.
And those were the guys living in the ATST or whatever it is.
That thing was
Hunting
so
those
cool.
giant sand monsters or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a broken down AT.
That is so good. That was a good
show.
episode.
But Mando trailer, that looks like that show is gonna be fucking good. This season's gonna be good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Is the girl that got fired, is she supposed to come back?
Gina.
Yeah, Gina Carrero.
Carano,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought
yes.
so.
Yeah, because they're relaunching her spinoff too. I heard.
Oh wow.
What the heck is that? What was it called before?
Oh,
What type of trooper was she? Was she a drop trooper?
Well, it was like a marshal, like a space marshal show.
she was a shock trooper,
shock trooper. Yep.
but I think it was called like something of the New Republic.
Can we all get tattoos right here?
Or something like that.
Of what?
Whatever.
Shut
Like she does. It was something of the new Rangers
Yep,
of the New
Rangers
Republic.
of the Republic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was supposed to be her.
Speaking of
spin-off
Rangers,
show.
R.I.P. Jason David Frank.
RIP.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. You took your selfish.
Lost another good one.
Dude, this
Well,
year's
that
been
makes-
rough.
Yeah.
That makes two. Whoever
Yeah.
played the Yellow Ranger also killed herself.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Trinity Tran or something. Whatever her character name was.
Close enough. RIP.
Any more theories anybody's got?
I don't. I mean, I don't want to look too much or think too much into Mando. I kind of want to leave it at what it is. As far as season 2 for Andor, I'm kind of with you. I'd like to learn more about Luthen's backstory.
Yep.
I think, he's not the main character, but he's kind of the main character.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Or
like
he's
to figure out his past. I'd like to figure out where he came from and why he's so motivated.
And to figure out who that girl is in his shop. Like, clearly she's a confidant. But
That was the other part was
something about her.
some
She's
of her
daughter.
Feels like his
dialogue.
daughter.
She used to be a Padawan. She was his Padawan. If he was a Jedi Master,
Oh.
just saying. That I'm not gonna go all in on that theory, but I mean,
I don't hate it, but we don't need Jedi.
I'm open to the idea of him secretly being a Jedi.
Same. I'm open to it, but as long as
But
they
he's-
don't get
he's cut off
No.
from the Force, though. So, obviously, he's not running around wielding lightsabers and shit.
that's true. But
And
we
I mean,
also-
technically, I don't think he would ever go back to the Force too, for how the lifestyle that he lives right now is a little more destructive than a Jedi would be able to
yeah. I do think we'll get
claim to be.
K2. I do think we'll get K2SO though, because
Oh, yeah.
the way
They got to show how that comes about.
Well, the way Luthen's ship is, I think Luthen is going to be the one to help Cassian get the K2 unit. It just seems like it
Mhm.
for me anyway.
Speaking of which, is there a more badass ship in the Star Wars universe than Luthen's ship?
No, I've never seen a ship like that ever.
It's interesting the Empire would allow someone to have some ships like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You think about how the Empire is. You would think they would have that kind of stuff on lockdown. Like, hey, you can't own certain types of ships.
He might be under the radar though.
That, and I think it's too big of a universe to
Oh, I get it. I agree.
patrol.
Well, that, but I also don't think those modifications are technically legal.
But you think
Oh,
it'd be
they're
on
definitely not
Coruscant.
legal.
Like he has that ship on Coruscant somewhere, right? So you think
Well,
that
yeah,
they
but
have a watchful eye on? I don't know.
you know how many of those ships there are, just like the Millennium Falcon.
I know. I'm just putting fake.
It's just a freighter.
Just trying to put
Yeah.
plot holes in it, and there doesn't need to be. It's
You stop
badass. It's badass for sure.
Damn it, Dallas! This is Obi-Wan Dallas. We don't want Obi-Wan
Oh
Dallas.
no, I just thoughts that pop in my head. That's all.
Yeah.
There was no parkour scene, so I'm good.
It's good. It's good questions.
I kind of like the more dark written shows, and this was definitely
It was
all
gritty.
about a planet that is completely getting fucked over by the Empire.
And this is the first time we've been on Ferrix, right? I've never heard of it until now.
I think so.
That's good. They did mention Kento Bite though, so that was kind of cool. They're bringing that around. The casino planet.
That was actually a pretty cool scene. And if you want to, in The Last Jedi, was that Last Jedi?
Yep.
Pretty sure it was Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. That was Last Jedi.
It's one of Dallas's favorite parts.
Movie's so trash.
He loved the space horses.
Yeah.
I just rewatched all those too. All
So
three
bad.
sequels. I pretty much watched all of them. in one
I've
night
tried
here
to
a
like The
couple weeks
Last
ago.
Jedi, man. I really have.
I don't
I
like
just
any of them.
can't. Oh, come on now.
That's why I never understood. Last Jedi gets the most hate out of all those movies, and then for them to give a trilogy to Rian Johnson. And
Yeah.
I understand that Rian Johnson has some pretty good movies floating around out there, but for them to say, you know what, everybody hated that one the most, fuck it, you can have a trilogy. I think that was the point when everybody was like, okay, Kathleen, you fucking suck.
Well,
Because she doubled down on it too. She's like, no, we understand the hate that people have for Rian Johnson and this and that, but that's going to motivate him more to do a really good job.
Yeah, but they brought back Bob Iger. He might.
Like, they
he
swapped
might
the Bobs
kill
around,
her.
didn't they?
Yeah, and who knows? A lot of people are speculating that his move back is she's one of the ones that'll be gone.
Hopefully. I remember when her contract was up for renewal, they kind of drug it out just because we were all thinking she wasn't going to get renewed.
I remember that.
Because, I mean, when was the last time we had a Star Wars movie in theaters? It almost feels weird having this time of year
And
where
not
there
having
isn't
Star Wars
a Star Wars movie.
because they're focusing on TV.
And TV shows are actually probably doing a lot better.
Yeah, shows are
That
where
too.
it's at, man, for sure.
Well,
I'd rather sit at home and watch TV shows than go to the movies.
Yeah.
Just
I
my
agree.
personal preference.
Hell, I haven't gone to the movie in a while, like the actual movie theaters.
Future
think
Star Wars. We're getting Cal Kestis, aren't we? At some point,
It's
I thought I
rumors.
saw a rumor that there was going to be a live action Cal Kestis, something like that.
What's that time frame? I never played those games.
The damn near the same time frame as
Yeah,
Andor, isn't it?
yeah, because he was a youngling during the Purge, and
So-
then he hit on that scrap planet. If Jordan was watching, he could tell us, but I don't remember the name of it.
So maybe
till he was a teenager, till he's like 18.
So maybe Mando? Would it be possible if he could come in Mando? Or is that
I would
too
say
old?
more likely Ahsoka.
I was
Ahsoka?
thinking he was going to show up in Obi-Wan. Because I
He'd
think
be a
we've
little
speculated
younger.
on him popping up at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be a little younger in Obi-Wan, I'm pretty sure.
Are they doing an Obi-Wan too?
No.
There's not
What?
season 2 of it?
No, there's no season 2 of Obi.
Yes, there is. yeah.
No, there is not.
Yeah, it got renewed.
I thought
Go
They
back
were
and watch
leaving-
our last episode of Obi. We talked about it.
I thought they were leaving it up to everybody.
Dread it,
The Mandalorian.
it. It comes all the same. Season 2.
I've been living my life.
Well,
as
there you go.
Obi-Wan was not going to come back again, and that was
Maybe.
the end of that.
Maybe he'll come in then.
But he's, depending
What
on
the
when the
fuck?
timeline is for Obi, he is probably around
Is
the
he
same
the
age as...
Same age as Luke.
He'd probably be a little older than Luke, but
I'm googling that right now.
Yeah, him and Reva, they're partnering up. They're gonna like go across the galaxy together, like stopping crime.
Shut up.
And then 12-year-old Leia, we're gonna see her grow up a couple more years. She's gonna be like a parkour championship. She'll be competing in like parkour stuff there. So they have a lot of like stories they can tell, bro.
Welcome back, Obi-Wan Dallas. We've missed you.
Providing it goes ahead, Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2 will be released exclusively on Disney Plus. Obviously.
I don't know. That'd be cool. I do want to play those games.
The only thing I could find is Ewan McGregor is confident that it will happen. That was in August.
It's happening.
Yeah, he's a big enough star to make it happen.
Well, if
Hayden
anybody-
Christensen is open to doing some more stuff as well throughout other shows that Vader's included in on and stuff like that.
Course he is. He has no career outside Star Wars.
He was in
Is he-
Jumper.
Okay, one movie.
Duh, that movie's awesome.
I was
It is
just
a
gonna
really
ask
good.
if he was in
It
any
is a
other
really
movies.
good movie.
I love that movie.
I really do like Jumper. I wish they would have done more of those
I'm sure he's in more movies. We just don't recognize him in other movies.
because he's a terrible actor.
I
Hey.
honestly think if that last episode didn't have as much success as it did, there wouldn't be a second season.
Agreed.
I don't want it. I don't want a second season.
I don't either.
I said at the end that there was no need for a second season.
Yeah, just
Just leave
let
it.
let it go. We
Gotta
don't
see
need to
more-
know how Leia
more Liam
grows up.
Neeson.
That's true. That would be kind of cool though to see him finally talking to his master, Force Ghost. That'd be kind of tight.
But why do we have to like get on screen everything? Like, can't you just imagine like that's where he's going at the end of Obi? Is he's going to train on how to do what Liam Neeson's character did, Qui-Gon? Can we just like we all know that's what eventually happens? Can we just leave it at that?
No.
What you don't
Why
want
do
to?
we have to see it?
You don't want a sweet montage? Come on, man.
I mean-
80s montage.
Hell yeah.
I want to see him dress up
Jam
as
into the Eye of the
Heisenberg
Tiger.
and go to the
Yeah.
meth lab again. That was cool.
What's that?
Oh, where Obi-Wan dressed up as Heisenberg went into the meth lab to save Leia. Remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's a
that was
memory.
pretty cool.
That's a memory that I had blocked off, and he just reinstalled it into
just
my
rip
head.
that Band-Aid back
Those
off.
are the only ones I have burned into my brain.
Obi-Wan Dallas is the best Dallas. This is his ultimate form.
This is boss
It was
form,
so
Dallas.
bad to start with. I'm really watching this. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Love it.
Yeah, they got us good with that one.
Oh, there's a giant electrical fence. We can't. We gotta. I gotta shoot it and blow it up, even though I can walk right by it right here.
I would be watching it, and I would see these parts, and I think to myself, well, when Dallas gets to that part, I could already see his eyes roll.
I don't overanalyze shit like that, but I guess I just wanted too much out of that show.
Oh,
They
it's part
needed-
of our childhood. It's
Yeah.
understandable.
And they needed to get some stormtrooper cut in half somehow and have a good
yeah.
Wilhelm scream.
You got to realize we haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi since we were kids, and so it's understandable to why all of us were kind of on the fence
Yeah.
about the whole show.
Not wrong.
They redeemed themselves.
Oh, for sure. Andor's best piece of Star Wars TV show ever.
put it
Mando.
Live
Mando?
action. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Andor's better than Mando, in my book.
Mm.
Different. They're just different.
Yeah, it's also two different things. We have
Yeah.
established characters with the Mando and then non-established characters
I almost
other
feel
than
guilty.
Cassian and
I almost
Mon
feel guilty
Mothra.
putting Andor above Mando.
I don't feel guilty, bud.
I do because
You only live once, bud.
Mando was like the thing that re-kickstarted everything.
If you could
It was-
if you could rewatch one of them again for the first time, what would you rather rewatch?
Mando.
Andor and Mando?
Yep.
Mando.
Ooh.
Probably Mando.
From
And
the
being
bit, like you didn't have no memories.
Because Mando came out the gate swinging.
Yeah.
I'd have to
the
say Mando
fucking-
too.
We didn't
Yeah.
have a
Like
movie
a baby
prior
Yoda
to
running
Mando.
around.
You're
we
right.
knew what Cassian's character was all about before. We didn't know shit all about Mando.
Like, you remember that first episode, like, before you even see Grogu, you're like, okay, what is it going to be? Like, he gets that scene and he kills, it's not IG-88, but
An IG droid.
An
an
IG
IG droid.
yeah.
Like, like, when he kills him, you're like, okay, it's going to be something good. Then you see Grogu, you're like, oh! Like, that first
shit.
scene.
That first
blows your mind.
Yeah.
isn't that first scene? He cuts the dude in half with the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's
it
like in
came
the first.
out like Skylar said, it came out swinging, just like
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds into
show
the episode.
starts,
He cuts the
people
dude
are
in half.
dying, getting cut in half. Like this badass bounty hunter just
Fair
wrecks
enough.
I mean,
people.
even leading up to the release of episode 1, like a lot of people weren't, because I mean this was when Disney Plus was like just starting,
There's a
brand new
stage,
and it wasn't we're God, what Star Wars sequel were we on? Was it after Last Jedi?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like right after.
Yep.
And then you have Mando, and it was kind of a light and a dark time as far as movies.
There was no season 2 of Mando had 10 times the hype that season 1 did. That's basically a different way of looking at it. Like, people weren't hyped for that show until that second season.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like Andor. It was a dark horse. Like
We need more of that. Just keep going that route. Keep surprising us. Keep making us guess.
Yep.
They're doing a second Boba Fett too, right?
Yep, I believe so.
I need like a Jar Jar Binks musical. Like, if we
I don't know.
that.
Me and Scully agree with that. We're not so sure about second season of Boba.
I'm still saying Obi-Wan's not happening. Until there is a fucking trailer for Obi-Wan season 2, I will die on that hill that they are not doing a season 2.
How do you guys feel about that Jar Jar Binks like Christmas musical special, like on Disney? It could be just like an hour and just like him doing just like classic songs.
I'd
Can't
watch
be
it.
any.
And then like
Anything
a underwater
worse?
tree and with all the Gungans and everything.
That would
all
be
gathered
nothing
around.
but internet fuel.
There has not been an official like release date or anything for Boba season 2.
Okay.
Um.
Well, if that
it
guy
hasn't
didn't,
been announced yet.
that guy tried to kill himself back when Jar Jar first came out. So if they get him to come back to do that special Dallas, he will definitely kill himself.
My wife's gonna roast us because we're talking shit about Jar Jar Binks.
Is that her? Is that her favorite
No,
character?
she just thinks he's funny.
What was the Gungan? What was their main king?
Fuck, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it
And I
Boss
don't
Nass?
feel bad about not remembering
Boss
either.
Nass.
Yeah, I don't. I just know he was big and fat.
Do you guys want a season 2 of Book of Boba?
No,
I don't.
I don't want to see any more Power Ranger bikes.
I think they did Boba Fett a disservice.
But then we don't get Cad Bane.
That's true.
He's
we do
dead.
need and Timothy. No, you're
Huh?
not so. He was still beeping.
Nah, he's dead.
No, he's not dead.
Nah,
He's
you
alive.
saw all you're gonna see of him. He's gone.
But
That
we
shit.
No.
also need more Cobb Vanth. I love Timothy Oliphant.
I wouldn't
thought
mind
he was
a
great.
Cop Vance spinoff.
Can we just do like a bounty hunter spinoff? Like,
Oh yeah.
Then you
that'd
could
be-
We
throw
were
Cad
supposed to
Bane
get a
in there.
bounty hunter show.
yeah,
I remember when that was a thing.
Yeah.
Because the comic book, the Bounty Hunters comic book, came out, and then that
It's
was
pretty
around the time
decent.
that Disney had announced that there's a Bounty Hunter show as well.
fix that, Disney.
But I think Book of Boba took
its
the place of
place.
that.
well,
I want to see more
redeem
Black Chrysanthemum or whatever that thing his name is.
Chrysanthemum.
Yeah,
Play
that thing
Fortnite.
was
He's on Fortnite.
fucking cool.
yourself.
I sent you that picture of what happens when you
Yeah.
play Fortnite.
What happens?
You haven't seen it?
No.
it's in the Instagram
It's
chat.
in the Instagram chat.
Oh,
It's
did
a
you
video
Something?
of how you play different games with your mouse. And when you play Fortnite, it
Jokes on
Dude.
you, Remy. I play with a controller.
two dudes kissing.
Got him.
I don't even know if I want to click on it now.
Damn,
Don't click on it. Don't
you
click
got
on
me,
it.
Ty. Shit.
I actually uninstalled Fortnite because I don't play it anymore.
No.
I need
It's
to play
alright.
Warzone 2.
I don't play any games. I'm boring.
Not even the new
old.
Pokemon game, bro.
No, I don't. I haven't bought it.
I've gotten massive amounts of hours into that game already.
So it's I see you guys talking about it in the chat all the time. Do Pokemon only show up in certain areas at certain times?
Some
Yes and no, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But you
probably
can
won't play
rookie.
with us, so
you can run in and out of spawns until they show up. It's pretty
You
easy
guys
to
are
find.
way beyond me to the point to where it wouldn't even be fun to play.
what?
What? We can help you, bro.
Oh, you haven't played it either, Skull?
No, I played it, but these guys have like 60 hours logged. I have like 2.
30.
I've got like 24, probably 25.
Okay, no, I'm still at.
I got Charizard late last night.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to actually do that.
So when you say like you got Charizard, like he just spawned somewhere and
No,
you can
he's
catch
in a
him?
terror raid. You got to go down.
You gotta do raid like in Pokemon Go.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And he's hard.
So hard.
He's rock hard.
Rock hard.
Gay porn hard.
Hell yeah.
All right, folks, have a good night.
Shout out to
Coming
CJ.
out.
Shout out to CJ.
I'm so glad you guys are friends again.
If you're watching,
Nah, we're at 0.
oh,
Say whatever,
I'll probably
just
just-
say whatever you want. Put the Alex Jones interview on now.
No. All right. Well, we will have a Mandalorian episode probably at some point. I think maybe a Pokemon stream at the end of the year. I don't know.
I'm down for a Pokemon stream.
We'll showcase stream.
I'm ready to open all my ETBs. I don't think I'm going to keep.
We could do it that night. Fuck it. Just open them all.
I got some sitting here. I've only opened like 2 ETBs total of Silver Tempest.
I have opened nothing of Silver Tempest.
It's cool. There's
It's
some
cool.
of the designs even on the base cards are fucking cool.
Mhm.
They're going out with a bang. That Lugia
want-
alt art card.
I want to buy a box of that new Japanese set that just came out. That
Yeah, whatever Scully put in the chat, that shit was tight.
Mm-hmm. That was it Milk Tank or whatever? Yeah, that card is fucking awesome.
There's some great trainer cards out there too.
The
Trainer
Lucario
galleries.
cards look
Trainer
cool.
galleries are
Those are the best thing
the
they
only
ever
thing
did.
that I chase anymore. It seems like
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
they're like little mini alt arts.
yep. Let's say alt
Minus
arts
price
and
tag. All right,
alt
I gotta
arts
end
and
this
galleries.
real quick before we get we've already ventured way out off topic, but okay. Thank you for watching. Come back and watch this. Appreciate the hell out of it. Check out the IG page for any updates. Stay in school. Don't eat your vegetables. And
Do drugs.
Don't listen to the government. Do whatever the hell you want to do. We're all gonna die. Have a good night. Merry
Laters.
Christmas. Happy holidays.